UFC Abu Dhabi happened yesterday, and honestly, what happened, man? Like the first fight, Martin Buday versus Marcus Buchecha, Martin Buday won. What is heavyweight, man? For reference, Marcus Buchecha opened at negative 300 betting odds. He was a 13-time BJJ world champion, 2-time ADCC champion, 6-time Pan American medalist, and he lost to Martin Buday in his UFC heavyweight debut. Martin Buday used to be 400 pounds and was a professional CSGO player. We have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champions losing to obese CSGO players. Bro, and to make it even worse, Marcus Buchecha went 1 for 11 on takedowns. This guy made Martin Buday look like JDM after Craig Jones teaches him how to never get taken down. Then after that, we had Stephen Nguyen's UFC debut, where he gets 6 knockdown and leaves Mohammad Yahya looking like he's about to lose an eye. I don't even know if I could show this picture on YouTube. It looks that bad. And this fight was being reffed by Jason Herzog, who didn't even stop the fight until the end of the second round, which let Stephen Nguyen get the new record for knockdowns. I think this guy needs to get investigated. He definitely locked in Stephen Nguyen to break the knockdown record at some random sportsbook for plus 1,000,000,000 odds. You cannot make this up. And this is the same guy who reffed the Derek Lewis versus Taliesin Teixeira fight, where he stepped in when Taliesin Teixeira was completely fine. He was not rocked. He was 100% there. And people say that him grabbing the fence was a sign he was in flight or fight mode, but you can completely see that he's still there. Jason should have just stopped the fight, took away a point, and let it keep going. He ended up ruining the card by making the main event be 40 seconds long for no reason. And now we're living in a world that Derek Lewis might actually get a title shot in 2025. I think he's 41. All right, but that was besides the point. Unnecessary tangent. Next, I want to talk about Davey Grant versus Blackshear. When I saw this fight was booked, I thought this for sure was going to be an easy fight for Blackshear. Davey Grant fights once a year. He's 39, and I think he's coming off a neck surgery or something like that. And everything went pretty well round one. Blackshear won 10-9. Pretty sure he outstruck Davey Grant on the feet. Definitely had a few takedown attempts. Actually got him taken down. Almost submitted him. But then he completely gassed out. Rounds 2 and 3, he just threw out the window. He was getting cooked on the feet. Davey Grant was throwing crazy combinations. 39-year-old man at 135 pounds. Rocking Blackshear. Convincingly winning rounds 2 and 3. And I know a lot of people are hyped about Davey Grant winning, but I want to see Blackshear get ranked, climb up to the top 15. But he can't do that if he's throwing away these matchups. Like, Davey Grant is not an easy fight by any means, but still, if you're a true hyped up contender, you have to be winning these fights. They're free. Then next we have Muslim Salikhov versus Carlos Leal. This one was absolutely crazy. Everyone went into this fight hyped on Carlos Leal, saying he's on steroids. First round knockout. I think he was like negative 185 to knock him out. But instead, he goes out there and just gets put out cold in the first 40 seconds. Bang. By a 41-year-old man. We got 2 unks back-to-back winning, bro. 39-year-old Davey Grant and then 41-year-old Muslim Salikhov. And this is against guys who should be in their prime, if not coming up on it. I think Blackshear is 30. Carlos Leal is 31. And they're just getting schooled by these old vets, bro. And it's not even like these fights were supposed to be close either. Davey Grant was plus 260. And Muslim Salikhov was plus 350. Like, these are crazy underdog plays. Then the last fight on the prelims, Bryce Mitchell versus Nurmagomedov, was actually an insane fight. Basically a grappling match for most of it. I think round 1, they started out like feeling each other out, striking a little bit. Then from then on, it was all on the ground. With Nurmagomedov almost submitting Bryce Mitchell too, but honestly just letting go. Clear win by Bryce. He actually looks really good at 135. Not much to really mention here. This is just a great fight.
Send him to Arkansas 2 or 3 years and forget about it.
I love that comment.
All right, next we have Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. Why is Nikita Krylov fighting 3 months after getting knocked out cold by Reyes? Whoever this guy's management is has to get fired right now. This was his 41st professional fight, so he's not like fresh off the roster. I think he's still relatively young. But you can't come back after 3 months after getting put away cold and do well. Bogdan Guskov knockout at plus 240 was the freest money ever. I don't know how he wasn't a favorite. All right, the last fight I want to talk about is Shara Magomedov versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Could someone in the comments actually tell me what they see in Shara Magomedov? Because I don't see the vision. I really don't. I don't even think he gets in the top 15. I feel like he's a forced industry plant. Like, he got a cool spinning back fist KO a few months ago. Like, all right, that's cool, whatever. But when you look at his resume, he hasn't fought anyone. And the one time he's put up against a tough opponent, MVP, he gets schooled. He loses 3 rounds to 0. And from what I've seen, he has absolutely no fight IQ. During the MVP fight, when he was getting clearly outstruck, he stood standing on the ground fighting him, throwing the same strikes the whole time that MVP already knew how to counter. He didn't adapt at all. All 3 rounds, he did the same exact thing, got beat the same exact way. Honestly, I think the only reason he's hyped up is just because of his image. Being from Dagestan, having his whole pirate image, and obviously having only one eye. His whole brand as a fighter is solely based off of just how he looks. And that could only get you so far. The UFC could only feed him so many bots before they're bound to give him a better opponent like MVP, where he's just going to get schooled again in front of everyone. This whole fight for him was supposed to be a layup KO, and he almost got finished himself. I still think he looked better than he did in his last fight, but still not going to be a future champion in my opinion. Then for Petr Yan versus Marcus McGhee, nothing much to say here. Petr Yan masterclass. This is the one time I guess on the card where the Unk didn't win. The 35-year-old prospect did not knock out Petr Yan. It was still a fun fight, but it showed Petr Yan's levels above Marcus McGhee, and I do think he's going to get the next title shot between Merab and Corey, whoever wins there. So basically, we're going to see Petr Yan versus Merab 2. Lastly, for the main event, Bobby Knuckles versus RDR. I scored it 3-2 RDR. I thought it was pretty easily that. I expected it to be split because it was so close, but I didn't expect to see so many people complaining about a robbery. I don't think it was a robbery. Whittaker still looked good. I know a lot of people were going into that thinking he was washed, which I think is kind of ridiculous. Yeah, he just got subbed for the first time by Hamza, but he got his jaw broken. There's not much he could really do about that. I don't think the fight was that long either, so not like he was getting like pieced up on the feet and brutally tossed around the whole time. 10-7, Hamza. So I think that was kind of nuts. Overall, really good fight though. Both of them look good. All right, that's it for this little rant video / recap video, whatever you want to call it. Peace.